the world is becoming greener, so there may be fewer gas wells and less helium available. What will we do then?
Yeah, I mean, certainly that poses an extreme challenge. As the helium market, was mentioned again earlier. The helium market continues to be strained, even as we're seeing a lot of investment into helium production. But some of those investments are challenged, as was described earlier. So as as we continue to invest, but aren't actually seeing the product output from those investments, the market is going to continue to be constrained. And what that's forcing, of course, is companies and applications are looking for other materials that they can substitute. They're looking at conservation of the material, as Kevin mentioned, are also looking at recovery, because really those are the only those are the arrows in our quiver, right? To solve this problem, we need to find, alternate materials to use, alternate technologies. We need to reduce the usage. We need to continue to invest in growth, in production of helium, and some of the investments that have already been made, really need to begin to produce product, or else we're still going to see these shortages, and the supply chain is still going to be constrained. But I think if we do those things, though, even if there are initiatives, green initiatives that potentially impact the global supply chain, the industry will be able to adapt, and really, I think that's the path forward.
Sure, thanks, Matt. And Kevin, you've already referenced helium today, so what's your take on that? How do you think we'll cope with declining or fewer helium wells?
I think anybody's guess is as good. Again, I think one of the biggest things is just our efficiency with use of product. In the world that we're in, we're never going to get away from some sort of a oil-based economy. Even with the push for green and the move to electric vehicles and reduced carbon emissions and things like that. So much of what we use as consumers and just industry throughout the world still is going to rely on the oil. So I don't think it's ever going to decline, at least in our lifetime, to the point where it becomes a total shortage. But I think that we're going to see instant increasing demand for just the efficiencies of, again, making sure that nothing gets put to waste, that we can recover every cubic foot possible, and that we find more efficient ways to lower our required volumes. Whether, like I mentioned before, say in a aerospace pressure testing application, finding alternate means to doing the same task and getting the same or better results than you historically had. So just a big push in the investing of new engineering and figuring out better ways to use the resources we have available. So I think that as the availability drops, we're just going to have to get more and more creative with how we use it.